Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Prosy again. Like you've already seen about my previous video about how my interview went. It wasn't approved on spot, but before that, there is some part that you guys didn't see, the part where I came, the part where I went inside the embassy. I didn't do anything from there because they took our phones. So I just want to give you a picture in there in case you're there and you're planning to go for your interview, or maybe soon or maybe later. So I just want you to have something in your mind, like how does this place look like? You know, what do I do? How is it? Because I know the anxiety that comes with it when you're about to do your interview. You don't know what is going to take place there. I don't know, I'm mixing up things. But anyway, what I mean is, like, I was like that. I didn't know what I was going to find. I didn't know, I didn't have an idea of what to do. Like, when you reach there, what happens, how the environment looks like. You guys, it's so scary. I don't want to say scary anyway. I don't know what to use, but you know what I mean. Like, it's too much, you know. So one thing I've gotten to know is that this whole visa process can really humble you, can teach you how to be patient, first of all, and it can also teach you to have faith in God. If you don't know how to pray, if you don't know God, let me tell you something. The moment you start the visa process, my dear, start praying. Start praying. It's not easy at all. You know, the whole thing of being in a long distance relationship is not easy, but with God everything is possible. But then here comes the process of getting a visa, which is not easy at all. So this is how everything happened. So yeah, when you reach there, or when I will say this according to my experience, like what happened when I reached there. So I got there, like you've already watched my videos, how I got in a taxi, did this and that. So when I reached there, you're not supposed to go with your bag or your pass. So if you come with someone, leave everything with someone. But if you have any plastic bag or any, so guys, I was saying, if you have any paper bag or those shopping bags that we use for shopping, you can use those. You can just put your files and other things that you're taking for your interview, but don't take any pass. I don't know why, but they don't allow passes. We made a line. Of course, you find a line there and you make it, like, all of you make a line. So when I got there, it was a long line, but the security guy came and said, oh, people who are going for a K1 visa, come. So we all went and made a small line somewhere. So from there, they checked our passports. They checked everything, you know. They checked the small passport photos we had. So like, they check everything. Then from that first guy who checks, you go to that other place where you leave your phone. Your phone is kept so well, it's put in a small bag or plastic something. So from there, those guys who take your phones and stuff, they will direct you where to go. So I had my interview in Abu Dhabi. I don't know how other embassies do their things, so I'm going to say this according to my experience, so that as someone who is hoping to go to Abu Dhabi to do their interview can get the idea of how everything looks like. They took the phone, and then you pass through that line. They check everything. If you have other things, belt, take off your belt, take off this. So yeah, when you go through security, then they will direct you where to go. There is a room where you go, and in that room, the whole setting, this is what I want to tell you, or this is what I wanted to tell you if you're going for an interview in Abu Dhabi. So the whole setting is like a bank setting. You know, when you enter in a bank, some people are seated, others are standing. You know, I used to hear this word like a window. You're going to go to a window. In Uganda, we call it akadinisa. Akadinisa kusikango. Ogenda akadinisa sikango. It means I'm going to that window to talk to your interviewer. It's not easy. It's not easy. I used to hear about these things, but I never knew I'll go through that one time. So now this was my time, you guys. So when you go inside there, like I said, the whole setting is like a bank So some people are standing because you go there, people are who go there, they have reasons, you know, they go there for different visas. So I saw people who came with their kids, for families, with their grandpas, who came with their moms, you know, different people like that. So from there you go. So we went, I found so many people sit somewhere standing, others were just seated there, you know, people going through their bag, their envelopes and other files they have. Everyone is so busy. So yeah, we were called and we were given, no, before we were given numbers to call us one by one. So we went and they took our passports. So they take your passport and then they check what you have. So like if you've traveled before, if you've not traveled before, like they check everything, you know. So from there they give you a number. I think, did we leave our small passports there as well? I'm not so sure about that, guys. Like I said, this is my experience. So yeah, so from there, like when they finish checking your passport, then you go back and sit like that. But they will give you a number, so you have to follow that line. They will call one by one and then you go to the window, to the number of the window. So those interviewers sit like you see how bank tellers sit. So you just have to stand here and then the interviewer is behind, like you see in a bank. So you just have to speak through a small window like this. So yeah, before you go there, they will call you and they speak on microphones, you guys. So the thing is, one thing I realized is that these people, when they're interviewing others, you can actually hear what they are asking other people. And you can know, you know, what to go through. You know how we used to be when you're going in exams, you check this and you open this. So when someone says, oh, did you read this? And then you go check. So the whole thing, like people are panicking, like, oh my God, I didn't read this. Oh my God, I didn't read his address. So the thing is, you have to know everything about your partner. That's the thing. His name, where he lives, what he does, his best color, his food, his what. So what his parents, his like everything. That's why it's called a K1 visa or a fiancé visa, not a marriage visa, because when you pass the whole thing, that's when you're supposed to get married. Yeah. So, and another thing, don't forget your ring. So having your ring is another pass as well, to show like you're a fiancé. So from there, there is this one interviewer who had his mic. It was so loud, so we could hear everything. He tried so hard to reduce the volume and we knew which questions he was going to ask. So people who were following a line, they already knew what he was going to say, and he was asking the same things. So another thing I realized there is that I think when it comes to K1 visa, it was like categorized in 2 or 3, according to me, how I understood it, because there are those people who are fiancés, or there are some people who are engaged and they have never been married. They don't have kids, they have never been married, like they are doing this thing for the first time. And there is another category that has they have been maybe one of the partners been married and is going through divorce or something. And another category is when maybe they married and divorced and then they have kids. So everything keeps getting complicated according to your partner. So that one of the interviewers like accepted so many, like 4 or 5 of the people he first interviewed, because they were getting married, they were new to each other, like they were both fiancé, like they were engaged, no kids, never married. So those cases, I think, to me, according to what I saw that day, it's like those cases are people are easily given, you know, no kids yet, marrying for the first time, you know. So those guys were going there, oh hi, oh what's your name, this, what is your plan? In like 5 minutes, the guy was saying, he was stamping, he was saying, come back next. after 10 days, come back. I mean, we are going to send you a visa. So everyone was getting excited. Oh my God, I want to go to that guy. I want to go. He really tried to reduce his microphone, but it was not reducing. So yeah, from there, this is my experience, you guys. Everyone now wanted to go to that guy because he was stamping like everyone who came like, oh, congratulations, 10 days. We are going to send our guys to bring your passport. If they say that, if they remain with your passport, that means they are giving you the visa. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys were coming out so excited. Of course, they are standing there. We are seeing them. You know what they're asking them. So we all wanted to go to that lady. So we started counting. Oh, this one, after this one will go to this one. All. So somehow I also counted I was going to go to this guy. You guys, the devil is a liar. But anyway, everything happens for a reason. And God is so faithful. So somehow this guy was so fast and the other lady was not so fast. There were 2 people who were interviewing the K1 visas. The other interviewers, we were interviewing other maybe visas also, types of visas. But for us, we had only 2, a lady and a man. And so one was going here, one was going here, so like that. So according to our numbers, we are called, go to this number, go to this number. So somehow I also counted I was going to the guys now because everyone was saying I'm going to this one. And you guys, I was the only Black African lady that day. All of the other ladies were Filipinos, Indians, like that. I was the only one. So like everyone is busy going through their files, checking this because you don't have your phone, so you have to read everything from there. And like I told you guys, I got there at, my interview was at 8:30. I was there before that time, but I left that place at around 12. So when I came in, the security guy said, at some point I thought I was late, but security guy told me, no, you don't have to worry about that. Whatever time you come in, it's the day of your interview. Whatever time you come in, someone is going to work on you. That's what the security guy told me because I came panicking. I wanted to reach there before. Of course, I still had time, but I didn't want to reach at that time. I want to have like more than 1 hour when I'm there. But I think it's like those who come first are the ones who are worked on. Otherwise, whatever time you come in, you can still be interviewed. That's what the guy told me. So yeah, so somehow this lady delayed to finish someone and the whole thing changed. So now I had to go to a lady instead of this man. But now this guy had also stopped giving people because from those 5 he gave, I think he saw people were getting excited, the ones who were waiting for him, and they knew all the questions he was going to ask. So now people who, after those 4 people he had given, people who went there are the ones who had things of, okay, my fiance is married, I'm also married. So they had issues of divorce. Maybe the divorce part needs a lot of paperwork or something. So like now he started denying people, like, oh no, we are sorry, but we shall call you. Oh, we are sorry, we are not oh, we are sorry, we are going to call you, we are going to go through your file again, you know, those things. So that's what I realized when it came to maybe their fiancés, they didn't send them enough information about their divorce or something. So their questions were about, oh, he has kids, I have kids, what. So now things were getting complicated. Now the people who were in the line started saying, oh my God, my fiance didn't send me this, oh my God. So you could hear what he was interviewing, and if you check and you don't have it, so it was all chaotic, you guys. You know, you get like you feel like your heart is coming out. So from there, it was now my time. And when we counted again, those guys, actually those Filipino ladies, we are counting, oh, this one, you go to this number, you go to this number. So when they counted, I was going to the lady, I said, it's okay, I don't care, as long as I have God, I'm going to do it. So when I went to the lady, I smiled, I talked, you know, she was so impressed. She asked me everything about my fiance. I was answering so fast. For her, her microphone was not so loud like for the guy, so no one could hear what she was asking. But she was so nice. And so during the first one, not even a minute. So when she asked for everything I had, I handed it over. And when she got my birth certificate, that's when the problem came, and she put a sticker that said BC, birth certificate. So she asked me if I had a new one. I said no. So guys, I had that birth certificate of long ago, long ago. If you've been in high school, those ones we used to use. It was even put like those of from it was even put like we used to cover them with a plastic bag, calling it what, like the ones we put on indagamuntu, like so that when it rains water doesn't go on it. You guys know, I've forgotten how we used to call it. I've forgotten that process. Blinding something, we used to do that so that your documents don't get a what. So it is as long as this. It's so long. Okay, I don't want to exaggerate, but it's long and it's written in red something. You guys, I got that in Form 5. Was it Form 5? Yeah, end of Form 5 or something. Munange, I've been having that old one of mine. So reaching there, she asked me, and I said, but the moment she put a sticker, I knew. So my heart almost came out, but good enough. I was so confident, and we talked. She said, you've talked so well, your interview, you've passed. Actually, she said you passed your interview, everything is okay, everything is fine, but we need more information about your we need a new birth certificate. I said, new birth certificate? She said, yeah, you have one from NIRA. Because these guys know everything, they know like other countries. So she said, you have one from NIRA that you have to get, but we are going to see if this one is still valid. We are going to contact your embassy and see if it's valid. So from there, I just lost it. I froze, guys. I lost my body, like these days they say your soul left your body or something. That's what happened to me. I could hardly walk. I can't explain it. So when I went out, that Ugandan security guy said, how was it? Jokingly, he said, how was it? Oji, so you've had date here. So I told him they gave me this green sheet of paper. He said, no, it's okay. If they gave you that, that means you're still pending. That means you can still go through. Just fix that. They're going to go through. They will ask your what? They will ask the embassy, Ugandan embassy, if they have if it's approved, blah blah blah. So when I left there, like I told you everything, guys, before I went to Dubai, I contacted a friend of mine, and we started the process of getting a new one from NIRA. He showed me his. Actually, he's in Uganda. He showed me his, and I said, oh my goodness, this is, you think? He said, yeah, we have new ones. That's one thing I want to tell you guys. If you're not living in your country and you're doing these things, make sure you have the real new things that, our African countries, you guys, how we do our things. Things keep changing. So I don't want anything that happened to me to happen to anyone here. So if you start the process, make sure you have the new things that are needed. Be updated. Another thing, don't forget your friends in your countries. I've gotten so many things. I've seen people who lose their friends because they left the country. But stay in touch. For you to have a good friend, you must be a good friend. So getting my my police letter from Uganda was done by a friend, because I had to send fingerprints, blah blah blah. So everything, we still need our friends. Even if you don't stay there, those people know us more than we know ourselves. So the thing is, from there we started the process. So when I reached home, the embassy had already sent me a message saying, oh, thank you so much for coming for your interview. They sent me another sheet of paper. They said, yeah, your interview went so well, everything is okay. We are waiting for you to send send a new birth certificate from NIRA. If you do that, then your visa will be up. If you send that, then we shall go through your things again, and so they didn't say it was going to be approved there and then. But you guys, my heart was not so. I was still in shock, because me, you know, I always believe in God. I thought I was going to be given that, you know. But anyway, things happen for a reason, and God knows why it happened. So guys, I just wanted you to know how my experience was that day. That day, you cannot have appetite on that day. Things of doing makeup, nails, blah blah blah, nothing. You just want to go there and do this interview. And if you've gone through interviews, you know what I mean. So guys, I'll be updating you about everything, how everything went. And thank you so much for your support on my previous videos. I really do appreciate that. May God bless you all. If you're going through the same process, may God enable you. May God help you go and finish this whole visa process. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.